I'll use small words that you'll be sure to understand.
The properties of fool's gold.
You stupid, ignorant son of a bitch, dumb bastard!
You fool! Fool, idiot, moron, nut, stupid.
You two are just dumber than a bag of hammers.
One of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
It's called fool's gold.
Fool's gold.
Or fool's gold.
All right, everybody. Welcome to episode 5 of Fool's Gold podcast. That is Rob Mulholland.
That's Micky P. Kerr, Michael P. Keichel, the man with the fungliest balls in the West.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Micky?
Really hungover. As we discussed earlier. I'm really struggling today, man.
You are a dried out little prune of a man, aren't you, today?
I really am. That is exactly what I am. A dried out prune. I just didn't drink. I had a mammoth drinking session.
Yeah.
Didn't drink any water.
So he's dehydrated himself.
Yeah.
You've got to listen to your mother.
I celebrated Paddy's Day by drinking a few bottles of red wine.
Sure. Are you Irish?
It wasn't even Irish wine.
Right.
Does Irish wine exist?
I don't think so. I think that's just whiskey.
There is. Yeah, I think it is. There is English wine.
Yeah, but I don't think it's like good, is it?
No, it's horrendous.
Yeah, I bet. Like, where do they grow the grapes for English wine?
Kent.
Right. I fucking hate Kent.
I'm just guessing.
Have we talked about how much I fucking hate Kent?
I hate Kent as well.
It's the worst county, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's just
they're horrible.
Shit. Like, everyone's just really thick-necked and mean.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like, oh, everyone's dead angry.
They just seem thick.
Yeah, fuck off. If you're watching this in Kent, turn it off. We don't want you.
Yeah, I don't like the way they speak.
Yeah, like the accent's a bit much for me.
It's harsh, isn't it?
Very abrasive on the ear.
It is abrasive.
It's not like our dulcet Yorkshire tones.
No.
I think they're soothing and
I
calming.
like to think so.
Yeah, I think they're
But
beautiful.
I do sound really thick. You know, people hear themselves and go, God, I sound thick. I mean, I do sound really thick.
Yeah, like if your voice came over like a tannoy on a plane and like, it's your captain speaking, you'd be like, we're going into a fucking mountain.
You'd be it's like, get me off this plane now, man. This is not happening.
You've got
everyone here with cruising at a few thousand feet and I've just opened the door, sorry.
like you've got a voice that can sell broadband, but like, you know...
well, Yorkshire accents are used because a northern accent is more trustworthy. People think you're being honest.
Because southerners fucking lie all the time.
People from
they're
Kent.
dirty fucking southern rats.
Yeah, well, this is it. This is in the psyche of our whole nation. That's why Sean Bean's always on the telly doing adverts.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't trust the bugger.
Exactly. Don't trust the southerner, does it?
Exactly. Yeah. No. Like, well, and like, I think that's just because Sean Bean's Sean Bean.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, he is.
But like, he's definitely.
How much money do you reckon he's got?
Sean Bean.
Yeah.
A lot.
I know. So why is he doing adverts still?
Yeah, I think that a bit about people. You know, when I do like when you're like dead rich, when you see like Kevin Bacon doing those like adverts, like. I know for him it's like, oh, it's in a different country, no one will see it. But like the internet exists now, and when you're that rich, surely the point of being dead rich is that when someone phones you and goes, "Do you want to be in an advert?" you can go, "Fuck off."
No, you're totally selling your soul.
Yeah.
You're totally right.
Even if it's just like, you know, even if it's not that big of a deal, or like, you know, it's something that you genuinely like the product, you're still selling your afternoon.
Yeah.
And if you're dead rich, like, there's a point where you could not get me to do anything. I think if I had 10 million quid, you couldn't get me to do literally anything I didn't want to do.
You've got 5 million quid, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to do an advert?
How much for?
£1 million?
No.
There you go.
Probably not.
So you don't.
Although it depends. If it's about 20 minutes work and it's $1 million, that's 20% of my wealth there. That's, you know.
But
I don't think I'm getting offered £1 million for the advert. This is the thing. I think I'm getting offered like 50 grand. And if I've got 5 million in the bank, you offer me 50 grand. Fuck off.
Footballers doing adverts as well.
Yeah.
Mason Mount did one recently.
Yeah, but
What's he selling?
Who's buying something because Mason Mount's on it?
I know.
Like, you look, I don't think he's a terrible player. I fucking hate Chelsea, but like, you know, I think he's all right.
Actually, Mason Mount, I've come to realise how good he is.
He's a very good player, but it doesn't matter. He's not someone who sells. He's not something you're going to buy because he's not like David Beckham, is he? Mason fucking Mount. He's not like the face of a fucking brand.
No.
I cannot picture in my mind what his face looks like. I've seen him play loads of times.
Alliteration, though, with a name. You know, I think Mason Mount's a good name.
Yeah. But like it's a good name for, like, you know, a company that builds homes.
Mason Mount.
We are Mason Mount. Here at Mason Mount, our company values are integrity, prosperity, and happiness.
These aren't just bricks.
Yeah.
The Mason Mount bricks.
Also, it sounds like a wrestling finishing move. Oh no, he's hit him with the Mason Mount.
I don't watch wrestling, mate.
I know you don't have to
It's
understand.
shit, though, innit?
Yeah.
To understand, no, it just annoys me.
Right, we're off Mason Mount now. We're on wrestlers.
Yeah.
If you've not seen this podcast before, this is how it works. Right, we introduce a topic for 10 seconds,
And then I'll just switch.
and then Mickey's like flip reverse, and we're off this.
All
Right,
well, Mason,
wrestling.
let's go back to
all
Mason Mount. But
all
a
right.
spot. He's a bit of a spotty little dickhead.
He's
right?
a spotty little dickhead.
But also a very good footballer, very
Yeah.
talented young man.
But so why put him in an advert though?
Yeah, why does he want to be in an advert? Focus on his football.
Yeah.
You're earning millions doing what you love. Why are you? But I think it goes with everybody. It's acceptable to want to make more and more money.
We're getting a bit Americanized like that, isn't it?
We have been completely Americanized.
Yeah.
We've been completely neoliberalized.
Yeah.
In our pursuit of elite accumulation of wealth.
Oh mate, you sounded dead smart then.
Yeah, that was all right.
That was good, yeah.
But stop doing adverts, you dickheads. You don't need to.
I do just think it's a bit fucking embarrassing. Like, look, I'm
I'm sick of being advertised to as well. You.
Yeah.
I'm sick of seeing
Mate,
adverts.
there are adverts on this podcast, so let's wind it in. Thanks for watching them, by the way.
Are there?
Well, yeah, but there's like the YouTube adverts because I found out recently if you don't monetize your channel, like YouTube just put adverts at the start anyway, and then you just don't get paid. So we don't have them in the middle of it at the moment, but I might do at some point if I want to make more money.
Well, I'm
'cause
being
it's free.
pretty hypocritical. Well, we're all hypocrites, aren't we?
Exactly, yeah.
I nearly said hypocritical, but I couldn't say it.
Yeah,
I said it then, though.
you got it right
Got it
second
out
time.
there. Got it
yeah.
out there, didn't I?
But no, I do know what you mean. It is like too much, like often. Like it's fucking everywhere, innit? Like that's why I haven't put adverts on this yet. Like, I'm trying to keep it off if we can for a bit.
I think as well.
But I also want your fucking money, so fucking.
We've got to a stage now where I think a lot of comedians. I think it reminds me of begging. Do you know, like a beggar says, "Can I have a cup? Have you got some money for a cup of coffee?"
Are we really gonna do this now on a podcast where we're gonna end up?
Well, yeah, but that's the situation. People are forced into this.
No, it's true. I don't think it's begging though at all.
No,
man.
it's like begging. It's similar. It's like
it's busking. It's totally different. It's performing a service like it's. I totally don't think it's begging at all.
busking.
It depends.
Busking's begging as well, though, isn't it? Really? Hey.
Yeah.
I once went busking in York, right?
Yeah.
Never again. And this homeless guy came up to me and went, "I'm busking here,"
Yeah.
and he had a penny whistle.
At that point,
but I went, all right,
Yeah.
don't worry about it. And I stayed where I was. And then about 10 minutes later, about 20 of his mates turned up, homeless people, and just surrounded me.
yeah.
And I had to move on. 'Cause
Well,
I'm
yeah.
not arguing with homeless people.
No, like once I
quite,
got crew.
He had a crew of crackheads with him, and I wasn't messing with them.
Surely, at the point, if someone with a penny whistle comes up to me and asks me to move a bit, I'll just wander down the street. It's fine, mate. He clearly needs it more than me.
Yeah, it was a good spot, that.
Yeah, did you just boot someone who was like brushing a little sand dog
I just
statue out
kicked
the
him
way?
as I went past him as well. Like, yeah, I just spat on him. I went, yeah, this is my spot now. I look homeless, so I'm halfway
Yeah,
there.
so I wonder why his mates came back. So like,
No, it wasn't playing it though. It was begging, but it was just sat there with a penny whistle, wasn't playing it. So I didn't know
what was it like? Oh, gives a quid and you can look at me penny whistle.
I didn't know I'd stepped on turf, man.
Yeah.
You've got to get a busking license. I didn't have a license. Right? Like, me and my mate just went, and I hated it. I found it horrible. Busking.
well, you know.
Ooh, never again.
I don't know. I've got no shame. Couldn't
I
give
had
a fuck.
about 18 quid.
That's all right. How long were you there?
Hour and a half.
That's really good. That's better than a job.
It's better than minimum wage, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
All you got to do is play a song.
a few songs.
I don't know what you're fucking moaning about, mate.
Yeah, I just didn't like it.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm not busking ever again.
All right, you don't have to. Except virtually on a podcast where join our Patreon when we set it up. We haven't yet, but we will.
No,
So.
we're just totally doing this for the love of it at the minute.
We are actually. Like, I genuinely just, we're not making shit from this. It's just fun, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Just having a chat.
Which I think you need in your fragile condition.
Yeah, I do. I'm struggling right now, mate. It's getting out of the house probably done me some good though, because you just fester, don't you?
I
You
can
fester and sweat.
Oh, it's horrible, man. I do not miss hangovers one bit.
No
and
one
like
does.
just the rush of shame when I used to wake up. I used to get about 4 days a week. I'd just wake up and go, oh no, oh no,
Yeah.
what is it I've done?
Sometimes you stare at the wall, don't you? Especially when you're younger and you're more more hedonistic and more so to say sexually adventurous.
Right, yeah.
And you just have that moment you wake up and you don't know where you are and like, what did I do?
Oh mate, I've had so many of them.
What's going on? And, where am I?
Where's the worst
Fuck.
place you've ever woken up?
I once woke up in snow. I've been snowed on for a while.
Like when you say
on the street, just on the street, yeah,
on the street, passed on the street,
somehow
in the
managed to pass
snow.
out on the street, and I'd been snowed on.
How deep was the snow on you?
It was. I was brushing a lot of it off, put it that way, and it wasn't snowing when I passed out. I don't think.
You don't know what was happening when you passed out.
No, man.
You have no fucking clue.
It was actually a New Year's Eve, and I was trying to get home from the pub,
right.
and I must have woke up about 4 or 5 in the morning after. I think I've been there 3 or 4 hours, just fucking freezing my tits off.
That's brutal, man.
Yeah.
Like, I woke up on the roof of a school once. It was my old school, like my old secondary school. And again, it was in between my mum's house where I was staying over Christmas and the pub I'd been in.
Yeah.
And like we used to climb up on the roof sometimes, like, you know, you could get up there. So we'd go when we were skateboarding and stuff, we'd climb on the roof and that. So I think it must have just been a nostalgia thing. It's like, I'll go up on the roof and have a fag up there. And yeah, fucking passed out. And there's another one where I woke up like crack of dawn. Like, I need to not be on the roof of a school right now. It was a panic, that one.
Yeah, that would like, where am I?
It was quite
I'm
tall.
on the roof of the school.
It was quite a tall roof as well. It's a you know, a whole palaver getting down and like getting up. It's not like a
and
simple.
when you're a bit disorientated.
Oh, it wasn't a good one, man. I mean, that's top 5. It's up there with police cell and hospital, which I've both done. Yeah, man. Like it's just the shock when you're just not where you should be.
Yeah.
The police cell one was pretty rough because you're on like a little scratchy crash mat. And like there was like you just open your eyes to see like shit graffiti carved into this wall. It's like, oh no.
Rob was here.
Oh,
What
no.
did you do to get arrested?
Oh, which time, mate? I've had a few.
How many times have you woke up in a police cell?
Uh,
I've never done that. I've never been officially arrested. I don't think.
Right, I've had to spend.
No, I haven't. I haven't got a criminal record.
I've had to spend the night twice, but I've been like driven home by the police a lot. Like I'll tell you the.
Driven home by the police is.
Yeah, but like that
That's
was
so lame.
that was when I was a youth.
Mom,
Oh man,
it's happened again.
fucking brutal though. That was worse than I would rather.
Stop coming in my room.
Honestly, like, but they searched me fucking room when I was in the cell once. But yeah, right. So this, right. I got a drunk and disorderly once. I was in
Standard D&D.
I was in Harrogate drinking with a lot of my mates. It was someone's birthday. I can't remember whose birthday we ruined anyway. But me and my mate Steve, he was a big. He's 6'5", and we've got a little gang. We like to call Damn Lanky, right? It's our thing. We got a little gang sign, DL. If anyone's seen my show, popular comedian Rob Mulholland, the story of a mad night out was also with this guy, right? He's in a lot of my like biggest fuck up stories. We'd all gone out anyway, a group, and like we're all hammered. It's getting towards the end of the night, and we're going to like the real shitty, sketchy club in Harrogate. Like, there's only about 3 clubs at this point. It's down to like 1 now, I think, and like it's not a good night out. But there was like one where you know the scum would go, and that's where we'd be off.
Yeah, too right.
So we're going in
Pull
there.
a 10 to 2 bird.
Exactly, we'd love to. So we're like, there's a, you know, we get up and we get to the bouncer, and he takes a look at all of us, and he goes, "You're all right to come in, but not him," right? And points at our one Asian friend, right? Everyone else is white. It's North Yorkshire, right? It's not a very diverse group. But Ifzal, he's Asian, and we're like, why? Why not him? And he goes, he's not dressed smart enough. Right now, if he was the only person wearing a shirt and trousers and shoes, the rest of us are in like trainers and jeans.
Yeah.
So it's like outrageous. It's like super obvious, and we lost our shit, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, someone's been racist to our mate. But then like it got way out of hand, right? And like me and Steve love winding people up. We'd get drunk and we'd wind people up.
And then you'd run off, wouldn't you?
Yeah, we'd wind people up and run off.
Like a knock and run.
Because it's really annoying if someone like insults you and fucks off a bit and won't stay there for the fight. So we started doing that to the bouncer. Because obviously at that point we're like, right, we don't want to go in this fucking place anyway, blah, blah, blah. We just start giving him shit from a distance. And anytime he moves towards us, we back up a bit so he can't get us. And it's constant. It's a constant barrage of shit. We stay there for ages, right? Like we were just winding them up more and more and more, doing everything we can. Eventually the police show up and we start winding them up, right? And like the police came in heavy. and would not listen to our protestations that this guy had started it off by being racist.
Well, aren't they? Let's be honest.
Well, yeah, they've not got a great record on that front. But like they turn up and they've been called by the bouncers, right?
Yeah.
And like so the bouncers are like, these guys are being aggressive.
Some
and won't
tall
listen
people
to
are
us.
picking on us.
I know, like we're fucking beanpoles, but like, and we, won't listen to our explanation that they've been racist. So, it escalates from there. Steve just will not stop arguing.
Is he hard?
No, not at all.
Right.
We're both skinny, lanky gonks,
Soft as fuck.
Yeah, but like really good at arguing and winding people up and just being dickheads like that. And he's just ripping the piss out of these police officers and won't stop. And they're like, "We're going to arrest you." And he's like, he's just running around going, arrest me, skipping around and like refusing to not get arrested until eventually they did arrest him. And I went, if you're taking him, you've got to take me too.
And that was it.
And I stood in front of the van until they wouldn't. So they took us to the police station and we carried on winding them up there. Like Steve, like coloured. There's this pad you got to like sign your name on, and he coloured it in. They ask you what your hair colour is, so it's like pink. Like just every answer giving him a stupid one. I barely remember any of this. We're just fucking like blah, 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 getting cuffed. We don't give it. It's not a biggie. We get chucked in the cell in the morning. There's a new shift, right? So there's new staff in there, and they've like offered us breakfast and all that. I've turned it down. I'm just like, I just want to get out. I'm feeling very, very rough. Right?
Yeah.
We go to the desk sergeant, and he goes, right. He gets us both out of our cells. We go to the loaf, and the desk sergeant goes, right. You two have had a bit of a night of it, haven't you? Can I just read you what's on this arrest report? And we're like, yeah. Because like we're being dead nice to this desk sergeant now. He's being sound. We're having a bit of banter. And he goes, right, I'll read you this. He goes, right, before suspects were apprehended, when the police arrived, they were found lying on their backs with their legs in the air, showing their bare bums to the bouncer, saying, "Do you want to come and get in this?" So we were on our... slapping our bums, pointing at the bumhole, inviting them in. Then we had throwing gang signs was on the arrest report. It said suspected gang activity. Because we'd done damn lanky. So the Harrogate police, who've never seen anyone in a gang ever, have gone, it's a gang. It's a violent gang.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Damn lanky.
But we did...
Could I join damn lanky?
You're not tall enough.
6'2".
Not tall enough. You're also not skinny enough for it, I'm afraid.
I apologise to all viewers about my belly last week. It's showing again,
Just
man.
remembered that.
I was
so funny. If you want to go back and watch episode 4, we realised immediately after we finished filming, I looked at the screen that we record on.
Yeah, we did that.
And Micky's little fucking belly's out for the whole thing.
It's sick, man.
You just had a proper little tire tummy.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Right, fat bastard.
Yeah, getting a little bit. You did a jog though, didn't you?
I did a jog.
Yeah, how was that?
Comical. I realised I was going just a bit quicker than walking pace at one point. Mm-hmm. And every time I walked past someone, I quickened up.
Yeah.
To make it look like...
Yeah, make it look like you're smashing it. Like when someone comes in and you're like, 1001.
Yeah, exactly.
1000. Oh, I didn't see you there. Yeah.
It was one of them.
Yeah.
It was really hard, mate. But I was glad I did it. And I said to you, I've knocked the fags on the head.
Yeah, man. That's big news.
That's good, man. And then I'm trying not to eat as much sugar.
Yeah.
Because I was
eating... It's the killer, man.
Mate, I was doing an Easter egg a day.
Oh, mate, it's brutal at the moment.
Easter eggs. I keep having to fight myself. But I have been doing. Anyway, I love damn lanky.
Well, I've started doing yoga, mate.
Really?
I've started doing that. But started doing YouTube yoga, right? So like,
you have really gone down in my estimation.
Nah, man, it's proper good for you, and it's like chill. It's really easy, but
it's not chill.
Nah, yoga's it's fucking relaxing, isn't it?
I don't know. I've never fucking done it.
Yeah. Well, try it, man. It's good for you.
It's for fucking shit birds, mate.
It's right. Well, what a retrograde opinion, but like the shit bird who does it is called Cassandra, right? She's like, so I sit and watch Cassandra every morning. She's quite attractive, but that's not the reason I watch her. She's good at the yoga, but I've grown in the week that I've been doing her thing every morning.
What's drawn you to
Cassandra? Because there was a 10-minute every morning for 30 days challenge, and I was like, I'll do that. 10 minutes is nothing.
Did she advertise herself on the internet?
I just found it on YouTube, right? I searched for 10-minute yoga, And she's dead popular.
Oh,
She's got
you actually
millions.
search for
Yeah,
10
yeah,
minutes.
yeah. Just search that. I was like, I'll do 10 minutes in the morning. Or I was like, yoga 30 day or whatever, because I knew people do challenges to get you started.
Yeah, yeah.
So I found her, right? And I was like, oh, yeah. And she's like, good at yoga.
How do you know she's good at yoga?
Well, she seems it to me.
If I married her,
But-
she'd be called Cassandra Kerr.
Yeah, no, don't marry her, mate. She's kind of I'm growing to hate her a bit.
Honestly, man, I
bit.
hate her already.
Mate, right, so there's
I
this...
think she's a fucking dickhead.
She's nice, but there's this thing she does where she
She's
goes...
fake.
I think she might be, because she does, right, every day on this challenge, you get an affirmation, and this bit, right, it's meant to be... Mate,
Do you get also... Is this coupled with inspiring quotes?
mate, this is the bit that
Because
I hate.
I cannot do scripted cliches.
Mate, I hate it so much.
I can't do it.
She's good at telling... Right, mate, so there's this bit where she tells you what your affirmation for the day is, and you're meant to repeat it in your head, and
Right,
it's meant to like make you feel better. Every time she says one, it makes me so much more furious than when I started, mate.
What's the affirmation?
Right,
then?
Because
what does it even mean? It affirms something.
affirms you. So like some of them are just like that sort of like pseudo sort of like inspirational wank that doesn't mean anything. Where it's like all the answers are within me. Like,
Yeah.
that was one of them, right? And then they're like.
That was one of them.
That's one of them.
All of the answers. Maybe. Do you know what, love?
Me.
Questions are more important than answers.
There we
Shut
go.
the fuck up.
Welcome
you
to this
fucking
podcast.
Stupid bitch, Cassandra.
Mate, the one that
Who the fuck's called Cassandra?
the one that did me in the most,
Yeah?
right? This is the one I screamed fuck off at the thing.
I am
stopped for a
screaming
little bit.
fuck off your head right now as soon as you mentioned yoga.
She said, the affirmation for today. She's
Yeah.
American, obviously. So,
Oh
yeah.
fucking hell! This gets worse.
Your affirmation for
You're
today.
following a Cassandra who's American.
Yeah.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
I just want to be able to touch my toes. She goes like this. She goes, right. Your affirmation for today
I'll touch them for
is, I am a money magnet. And I was just like, fuck off. Right. I'm trying to do yoga. I don't want to think about...
This is supposed to be spiritual.
Well, this is
what
it,
we
man.
were talking about earlier about the fucking... All we want to do is make money.
Mate,
the kind of like...
crazy, innit?
Apparently, making money is the key to happiness.
Mate.
Well, why are fucking loads of millionaires depressed then?
I just want to realign my chakras. I don't want to rearrange my overdraft. It's fucking mental. It did me fucking... I am a money magnet. And if I'm a money magnet, I've got it the wrong way round because I am repelling money pretty fucking hard at the moment, mate.
Yeah.
Money magnet. Oh, so I changed.
can't believe
I
this.
started watching different videos now.
You have got to bin that bitch.
Well, I've
Well,
got...
that's misogynistic. I shouldn't call her a bitch. She's
No,
a
you
dickhead.
shouldn't. She is a dickhead, but you know, well done. That's some good learning.
Yeah, I
Some
tried
good
to
growth.
stop using terms like bitch
Yeah.
because it is misogynistic and
Yeah, it can be. It depends who you use it
I
against.
prefer like dickhead.
Yeah. Well, if
When
someone's
I
being
did
a
argue
dickhead-
with someone at McDonald's, I tell that about that when I called her a dickhead.
Yeah.
Just shouted dickhead. I lost my head.
Mm.
I was in my car.
Oh,
I told
yeah.
you about that.
I don't know. I
No,
think
I
you
don't
might have
wanna
told me
repeat
this
it.
story. Yeah.
Yeah, I was getting at McDonald's for Jim.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You did tell me this was when the guy slipped over. And he saw his big
but
dick.
I wanted to call him a bitch, but I stopped myself.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
do that.
progress. You know, like my
Calling a bloke a bitch is quite demoralising for a bloke.
Oh yeah, it's a good insult for
That is a
bloke.
good insult. That.
Yeah,
I might want to switch reverse this.
Yeah.
I need to start insulting people more.
Well, like I definitely like I try. You know, ones like that just look like openly sexist because that's not the insult I'm trying to give you. So I don't want that. But like I have called women cunts like on stage before and had like audiences recoil a bit. But then I have to explain that no, I am from Yorkshire. I use that word very liberally. And like I call men that way more often than women. And this woman who I called a cunt was being a fucking cunt.
Well, there you go. Justified.
So it was justified. You know.
Talking of cunts, talk to me about this fucking yoga dickhead.
Yeah.
What moves do you do in yoga?
So you just do like
you just
different-
stand still and stuff.
No, you do different like poses and it like stretches you and it puts strain on different muscles. It's good for strength, man. Like it's really good exercise to like build you up.
I hardly think that the world's strongest men competition are fucking yoga in it about before.
Mate, fucking Eddie Hall does yoga. Like used to be world's strongest man. Fucking loads of people do.
yeah,
man.
he used to be. Then he started doing yoga.
Yeah, because he's
Fucking
now
dickhead.
he's now trying to like live without being like fucking like half a ton like you got to be if you're world's strongest man.
Yeah.
But I like loads of people do it now, man. It's not gay to do yoga. You fucking toxic masculine friend.
Yeah, it is. No,
You're on notice, man. I'm putting like you're cancelled. You've been toxic.
Do you know what it is? It's because yoga's become this thing that is the exact opposite of what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's
Well, it
become
can be,
this
man.
way. This It's not spiritual. It's not spiritual. It's supposed
I'm not
to
in
be.
it for spiritual, man. I'm in it for, like, it's good for you physically. That's what I'm in it for. It's just a really good exercise. It's, like, really good for your muscles and, like, limbers you up and all that. And I've
Go
got,
for a
like,
shit
I've
jog.
got back problems, haven't I, man? So I need to sort it out. So yoga's dead good for it. It's my medical advice, man.
We'll stop with Cassandra.
My medical advice is I've got to do yoga. Yours is you got to tug yourself off, which brings me on smoothly. That was nice. So that was a good little radio link, that wasn't it? To our regular feature.
How many wanks? 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 How many wanks has Micky had?
So for anyone who's not been watching all the episodes or listening to them, Micky had a vasectomy in episode 1. That was he didn't have it in episode 1. It wasn't like
that
a
would
live.
have been a fucking hell of a podcast.
Oh mate, it's like well look. If one of
I
us
said that I was on fire during the remember. So I got nervous and chatted a lot. And
it was good.
I was in stitches. They were in stitches.
It was all over.
It was brilliant.
Honestly, if we do set up a Patreon to beg in future, we will put all of our future surgeries live onto it.
Can you buy me a coffee?
Yeah, but Micky, so he had a vasectomy. And
but you're not spending it on coffee. That's the thing.
Oh, I know the coffee things.
Yeah,
anyway.
don't say buy.
Forget about that.
Unless you
forget about that. We're talking about your wanks.
Yeah.
Right. We're on this now. We've moved on.
We're staying on wanking, man.
On wanking. So Micky needed to have 20 in order to get it down. So we were down to 10. We'd got up to 10 by last week. Now, we've had a shorter time between records, we should point out.
Yeah.
Like, this has not been the same length of time, has it? Because we've had a fewer days.
Yeah.
So you've had, 5 days in between records?
Yeah, that's right.
So how's it been?
I've done 3.
That's not bad going, you know. I think that's pretty good, yeah.
Not bad, is it?
It's not bad.
I'm having to put the effort in.
Yeah.
Well, I was chatting to a couple of mates about it a few days ago, and it appears that everyone's wanking every day, man. I think I'm a bit unusual. I'm not. I just feel like I'm not wanking enough. I never thought I'd look myself in the mirror and say, "Listen, kid, you gotta do more wanking." And I never thought I'd be that guy. I never thought that. But that day has come.
You've done a little straw poll of your mates.
I mean, everyone just seems to have. Do you know, like a can of Coke gets like a little hole in it, and you can't see it fizzing out, but it is fizzing out. That seems to be how men are with jizz.
Yeah, it is a little bit like that, man. Like, it's definitely a point where it's like, I am full up of jizz and I need to lessen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like I'm wanking enough, man.
I think you're all right. Like, wank
I'm
how
having
much
to
you
put a
want
shift
to.
in. If you think about it, it's been 5 weeks. This is
know,
the 5th
yeah.
week, and I've only managed 13 wanks.
Yeah, that is a slow rate.
I suppose that say the first. I think we should forgive
first
the first week because
you've got very sore bollocks
I
and
had
they were
sore
fungally.
bollocks. Yeah, they were fungally and they were blue in all the wrong places. And I only managed 1 wank. It was like a danger tug. So let's go with 12.
Oh, mime.
12. I know. 12. I've done 12 in 4 weeks, and it
3
doesn't
a
seem
week.
like a lot. That
It's on the low side. I'd say you could be aiming for. You're not even hitting every other day.
yeah. I mean,
at
if
that
someone
rate.
said you've got to have 12 wanks in a month, you'd be like, that's really easy. I'm finding that hard.
If someone was like, "You've got to have 12 wanks in a month," is like, to be clear, is that a target or a limit?
Yeah.
Do I have to stop when I get to 12? Because I'll see you next week and we'll be done.
Yeah, you'll. My mate said, he's like 12 a week. He's said the number 12 a week.
I know, but like, if I was trying, I could do that.
Biblical,
But like,
literally, the disciples, isn't it?
I don't think I'd enjoy it. But
No.
yeah, but you know, you're doing all right. You've put in a nice shift. So we've answered the
13,
question.
Unlucky for some.
How many wanks? 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 How many wanks has Micky had?
13. There we go.
Not bad. 7 to go if you know your maths. If you know your number 1 to 20.
To be honest, I don't think that the people who listen to this do know maths. So, you know.
I'll tell you what, we've had some good comments. I feel like our listeners on this podcast are bloody intelligent people.
Yeah, we have actually had some bafflingly
People
erudite
factually
comments.
correct us and stuff, and
I know.
like I'm enjoying it. I'm like, yeah, I'm learning.
If you want to learn anything about, like, basically, it's like, you know, when like Channel 4 have a program where there's something dead sad happens in it. At the end, they're like, if you've been affected by any of the issues, with us, our disclaimer's like, if you have been confused by any of the bullshit we've said, look in the comments. Someone will have corrected us.
Yeah, we've got really, like, when the Belsa Bible, we did that. There was some really learned kind of people that were involved, and I feel like
a few of them have shifted over,
yeah,
to our bullshit. And also, you can WhatsApp the show. We always forget to to do this in the middle of the show, WhatsApp the show. It's 07520 665 442. The way to remember that is
07, I love you, nearly the devil football formation.
That's how we remember it. And send us whatever. If you've got a comment or a question or a photo or a video you want to show us, anything like that, and we might well just have a chat about it on here.
Why not?
Get involved. Like I sometimes like write down ideas I've had for topics in the week. Like we never get to any of them.
No. I wanted to discuss something with you though.
Oh yeah.
Now that you've said that.
Oh yeah. Have you
practiced
actually thought of something?
Well, it's daft. I mean, it's just.
Well, we'll see if we can cope.
I just like. Well, I like to say things that give you a perspective change.
Sure. Yeah. You have definitely shifted my perspective sometimes.
A good one last week was infinity gets smaller forever.
Sure.
Which is a great perspective change.
Yeah.
Just a little thing like that.
What little pearl have you got for us this week?
Well, I was one day looking at people and I realised we're just a bit like floating brains. That's all we are.
Right.
We're just
Expand.
literally... Because you think about consciousness and it's all in the head, right? You don't have consciousness in your foot, for example. It's all in your brain, isn't it? So basically what they are is it's a floating brain and it's using these levers and legs and arms to get about.
What, you're saying like Splinter from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? You think that's what the world's like? Is it Splinter or Shredder? You know, the one that's the little brain in the machine.
Oh, I can't remember.
Anyway, doesn't matter. But the little brain
Splinter's the wise rat.
Right, well, it's Shredder then, the one in the machine.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So you think...
when you start looking at people, just next time you're in the street or, there's people about, just look at their floating brains. And you'll see a very animalistic kind of features towards us. Like we look like different beings. Or you watch someone eating, for example. Ever watch someone eating?
Yeah.
Just watch them eating, and they turn into these like you see the chimp, you see the chimpanzee in us.
Yeah, totally. Well, we are just fucking apes, isn't it?
We are just apes, but we're floating brains.
Floating brains. I think
because obviously we're floating because they're high up and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, not floating per se. Floating fluid.
Are we not also floating cocks and bollocks and vadges?
Yeah, but they're not. Yeah, we are actually.
They're floating.
Yep.
Balls are floating more than brains
That's
are.
kind of like instinctive kind of sexual urges.
Yeah.
So in a way.
Isn't that what's powering all of us, Mickey?
In a way, yeah. Because
you, to be fair.
Oh no, not me at all. Say, well, I am like my.
It's not your brain either. No. What the fuck is it?
I don't know.
Is it your liver?
I don't know.
I think that's all that's keeping you going, isn't it?
Fuck, I just don't know.
The liver is the captain of the ship for you.
Totally. No, we are floating. Just watch.
We're not floating though, are we? Like the brains aren't floating
because they've like found a way to get themselves into a position where they can see stuff and
In your head was evolution like a brain flopping around on the floor like this won't do.
Well, yeah.
We need. I'll tell you what, Frank. This awful on the floor.
How much I needed in terms of biological equipment.
I'm covered in sand.
I can't even see anything. I need some eyes.
What's seeing?
I've only got a mouth, it seems.
Yeah. So you think brains flopped out of the sea
in a way they
gradually
did, mate. In a way they did.
In a way.
In a way they did, yeah.
In a way. I do like I'm a big fan of the old cannabis myself. So like there are like certain like nights where I will have indulged and I will sit and have a little think about. The one that blows my mind is what was like the first thought? When was the first thought? When did that happen? When did it go from like a blob of summit? Then it became alive at some point somehow.
Yeah.
And then it went from there to thinking shit.
Yeah.
What were those stages?
I know. Do you know what? We'll come back to that.
Oh, yeah.
Also, what another
Pinning
first
it.
as well. We came from the sea.
Yeah.
Right? So which was the first one to go flop itself onto land?
I'm going out, lads!
Yeah, just go, do you know what? I think I can make a go. I'm going to make a go of this. How did it's equipped to live in the sea? Yeah. How's it got it? It must have happened slowly, like
I reckon there'll have been like an amphibian phase. I don't think there was like a fish that just like walked out with a fucking top hat and a briefcase. Like I'm off to make my home on land.
I am a money magnet and I am ready
Namaste.
to face the land. Yeah.
My affirmation is I can walk on land. I can. No. So like I reckon it'll be like there'll be like fish that can like breathe air like a bit, and that will have like flopped out a bit onto the water and then gone back in? Like, will it have been like
And
amphibian?
then, like, gone back to the mates and
And
gone,
then-
you'll never guess what the fuck is up there,
Mate,
man.
it is fucking mad.
It's wild, mate.
They've got these like big brown bits
What's
with
it
all
like?
green
It's
shit
like,
coming
I
off.
don't know, they haven't got a word for dry. They don't know what dry is.
Yeah, it's like
It's just like
The
there isn't
air's really thin.
All this stuff around us isn't even there. It's weird. What do you mean? It's weird, man.
but like so they must have like had
Go
that
up
like,
yourself, have a look.
intermediate amphibian phase, and then they'll have eventually just stayed up there and just be like, you know what, I ain't even fucking going back
Well,
in.
the competition for food is a lot easier out there.
Well, if you're the first one out,
exactly.
and there's only plants,
and you're nibbling on plants and stuff.
yeah, you're fucking golden. It's an absolute plant bonanza,
I mean,
isn't it?
yeah, but think about it. There's not even any insects, is there?
Oh shit, no, yeah, there's no insects at all. There's nothing.
Like, there's nothing.
It's just
Bacteria covered the land,
Yeah.
mate. I think we would have had maybe plants. I don't know.
yeah, there would have been plants. There was plants way before animals.
The first things that moved around were like they hovered on the seabed,
Right.
and the skeletons of them.
So I just pictured like a fucking hovercraft that goes across the channel, like one of them had sunk.
Yeah, no, they obviously you had a competitive advantage if you could move,
Yeah.
and then once one thing starts moving and going for it,
Everything's got to move.
everything goes well. This is the new, this is
this
the
is
new
the new
normal.
thing.
This is the new
Have
normal.
you seen Alan? He's fucking moving. Where you off, Alan?
How is it
Alan,
going,
get
man?
back here, you fucking...
Yeah,
Are we all going to have to start doing this
That's
now?
right. And one of them just goes, "Oh my god, it's not dark. I've got the there's things on the have you got these things in the front of your face? They're like, it's not dark anymore. I can see you, Alan. You look weird as fuck. You're slimy."
Do you reckon it was like when... Have you seen those viral videos of like people getting those colourblind glasses and they can see colours for the first time? They make me cry every time.
What was
But do you reckon that...
What was the first thing to
animal?
see?
This is
There
it,
you
man.
go. You talk about first thought, yeah, which might have kind of like maybe it coincided.
I bet
with
the first thought
thing
was,
to
what
see.
the fuck?
Yeah, just like wow, everything's really blue and wet.
But like, I don't think the first sight was that good. I reckon it'll have been like it could just differentiate between light and dark.
Probably, yeah. It happens slowly on an evolutionary process.
millions of years.
When people say, "Oh, I believe that God invented human beings," and we go, "Oh, that's ridiculous." But then again, when you go, "No, that evolution, something plopped out onto land, we evolved from monkeys,"
Yeah.
it starts getting a bit. You always say, "This is just as fucking fantastical, isn't it?"
No, it's not as fantastical as the mystical sky fairy created us out of dust.
Fair play.
There's a bit more of a
There's
progression. I mean,
there
and
is.
people smarter than us would explain it properly. It's the thing. People do know these gaps that we're talking about.
Yeah, well, maybe someone just got washed up on land,
Yeah, that's it. Like, man,
and it was like
I don't
just
think it was
lying on the beach
intentional.
going.
It's like because I don't think
I'm getting into. I'm making a go of this, but
this is all right.
But then it needs a mate and someone to mate with.
Yeah.
Maybe two of them washed up.
Nah, but if you're the first fish to go on land,
Yeah.
if you can't go get some mad fish pussy when you go back in the ocean,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
go back in with that
Yeah, some
story.
nice
Like,
stories, man.
astronauts are getting sucked off left, right, and centre, mate. That is a fish astronaut, isn't it?
Yeah, it
he's
really
fucking
is.
Neil Armstrong.
Do you reckon
One
astronauts-
small flop for fish.
Yeah.
He's a fucking pioneer. Who doesn't want to nosh off a fucking maverick?
Yeah, man, they are getting some big fish pussy. Yeah, that is going down, man.
Yeah.
I suppose, like, they would get away. You'd be swimming away from a predator, and then you go on land, and you think there's no predators here. This is easy.
Yeah.
But how do you make a go of it? How do you make your kids?
How'd you make a go of it?
How'd you make a
like
go of
he's
it on
gonna
land,
go
man?
fucking get a job in insurance.
Yes. How does he like go over to kids and go, "Listen, I think we're going to move on to land here. So we can't walk, Daddy." And how do you move on land? You're just flopping like that. Like you've seen fish flopping about.
No, but like it'll be like it's much more gradual. It's not one guy making this decision to move his family like you've pictured. Like he's getting in his fucking
this
truck.
whole school of fish.
He's
are
got a
like,
little fucking
Yeah,
U-Haul
like-
wagon off the back of his car.
Just go out wherever you want. It's like the Americans going across the West, isn't it? This is our land now.
It'll have been right. There'll have been a bit of food on
What are you gonna eat
beach,
out here?
and a bit of like plant or whatever that they've been washed up and then they've flopped towards. And then the ones who had flippers that were better at moving across the land had an advantage getting to that food, and then they gradually become legs.
That's actually quite good. That
Yeah, that's my
I
theory.
wonder what the food was though.
Must have just been like kale, probably.
Yeah.
Like going back in, like there's these new
Loads
things
of
called
kale.
superfoods, right? You need to get them. Honestly, I've had
our
kale.
diet is so restricted in here.
Yeah.
Out there, the superfoods like kale.
You can't
they're
just
doing
eat eel.
yoga.
Right,
Listen,
remember your affirmation. I am flopping up that beach.
keep flopping. Flop till you drop, guys.
Honestly, I'm hoping that there's some sesame seeds and blueberries up there to really complete me macronutrients.
With some yogurt, some dairy-free yogurt.
You need a bit of Icelandic skyr. It's good for protein. Yeah, it definitely wasn't like a quick thing. It was just like-
I mean, that what you just said makes sense. That they were flopping to one of them went, fucking, I'm going to get flopping here.
Yeah.
But what is it that drives the evolutionary process? The unknown.
It's just like instinct, innit, to just like pass on genes and just the shagging at its most base level. It's just that instinct to like survive. I don't know, something in DNA wants to survive, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's just strange. It's strange.
It is strange, yeah.
What drives that kind of... We all come from the one time life happened on Earth.
Yeah.
The one time. They reckon it was like in the, a kind of like pondy, kind of soupy kind of...
It's got to be soupy. It's got to be pretty soupy.
And they reckon it could have been lightning.
Right.
The lightning struck the pond.
like fucking Frankenstein's monster. It's alive! And this little fucking germs.
It's a floating brain. Just for, oh my God, we need to go back. Turn the clock back.
You got to bring me a body.
Bring me a flopping fish.
So what other theories have you heard? Like, so you've heard lightning. I've heard I've heard like
because life is
asteroids.
electricity, basically.
Yeah, man.
Without electricity, there is no life. It's using that to get about and stuff.
Yeah. So like lightning strikes a puddle, and the puddle becomes sentient,
and then suddenly it only happened once on the microscopic level, though.
Yeah,
like bacteria and stuff like that has all come from that as well. Everything's come from that.
Yeah.
And they also think as well, like life might have happened again. Yeah. If life did happen again, it would get eaten immediately.
Right, yeah, like a new start.
Because it's a different life form on this planet. It get consumed immediately.
It would have ended up in probably the same place, because there's that thing of like parallel evolution where there's like islands, like Madagascar's a really good example, where it's like being isolated from the rest of the world. But a lot of the animals that are unique to Madagascar, they are really similar to animals that have evolved on the other side of the earth in similar conditions. Like nature's solved the problem in the same way, man.
Yeah.
That's cool, isn't it?
Like the Galapagos Island was the...
Galapagos, yeah. But that's just loads of big turtles, man. I don't think there's any
weird.
of them
They were
else.
really weird.
Yeah.
But I suppose...
Just turtles and birds with weird beaks.
Well, they're all obeying the same laws of nature and physics.
Yeah.
Which is probably why this whole universe will, oxygen, water is probably going to be needed on other planets.
Yeah,
for
like
life forms.
wherever,
They'll
wherever
probably
there's
follow
water,
similar.
wherever there's water, there's life.
Yeah.
On Earth.
Yeah.
So like that's why they're looking for like water on other planets, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I fucking hate it when people are like, should we sort out the problems on Earth before we go exploring space? Like, fuck off. Exploring space is amazing and it can tell us more about ourselves, and it's just like, it's exciting. It's what humanity should do.
I think every world leader should have seen the Earth from space.
Yeah.
Because it's meant to be a really spiritual thing.
Yeah. I don't think it would affect like a lot of them, man. I think you're giving them a lot more like conscience than they actually have. Like, mate, only psychopaths getting that job, innit?
Well, yeah, because they're power hungry.
Yeah.
I don't think we should appoint leaders like who want to be appointed.
They're the worst people to do it.
Yeah.
Like,
we should be asking people, you're a good leader.
Yeah.
Will you lead us?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's essentially the system we've got now. But like, I don't know, like, I don't think there is a good system. I don't think there's one that I particularly advocate for.
There is a good system.
Yeah.
It's just we haven't found it yet. Or we haven't.
Tombola, just like we just do a tombola and whoever wins.
Every day is a new leader.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to work because we're going to have some wild changes of direction.
Yeah.
Because one day we're going to have Matt Letizia in charge and he's going to be like, COVID is a hoax, no masks, right? We're shutting the borders, blah, blah, blah. And then the next day we're going to have Owen Jones in charge, going to flip all that shit back. No one's ever going to get anything fucking done.
Well, man, maybe that's what we need.
Maybe we just need to jam up the system.
We need to do
so
less,
they can't do
mate.
anything.
Less is more.
Yeah.
Great book. Read it recently by Jason Hickel, if you're interested in that, and about how degrowth will save the world.
So you've read a book about doing less. I don't know if that's your problem, mate.
I did a show on doing less.
Yeah, you did,
on how laziness will Save the world.
Yeah.
It's true. We need to do a lot less. We don't need to do all the stuff we're doing.
Yeah. Well, we've really taken that on board over the last year, to be honest, mate.
Yeah, we have. I mean, it's probably been good for the environment.
Yeah, it probably has. But then also we've started loads of new destructive environmental
we're
things.
always extracting.
Like, do you know what an NFT is? I wanted to talk to you about this, right? Because I know you won't have any idea what this fucking is.
I don't know what any acronyms are, and people.
Yeah.
Is it AC something as well? A recent one? What's that?
ACAB?
Yeah, what's that?
All cops are bastards.
Oh, is it?
It's not recent, that. It's been
Okay,
around for
I
ages,
didn't know what a cab was.
Right, it means all cops are bastards.
Okay, well that's silly because they're not.
No, but
Just
it's more.
the
It's
vast
more.
majority
It's
of
more
them
about. Yeah, it's more about the system. It's not literal. It's also saying that someone by participating in the system is a bastard. Anyway, an NFT.
Which system?
The police.
Okay.
Right. But an NFT, right? It's a new thing that's come out on the internet within the last couple of weeks. It's called.
Well, I fucking know. Yeah, you
it's
know
a-
that. It
I
takes
know.
years.
I know you wouldn't know this. So I just want to
Yeah.
explain the concept and watch your mind break.
NFT.
So it's a non-fungible token, right? Which means it's like non-transferable, sort of.
What does
Anyway,
fungible mean?
Sort of, yeah, it means like it's not like dilutable. Anyway, don't get obsessed on the name, right?
Okay.
What it is it's like it's a way of sort of almost trademarking a piece of art, almost, so someone can own a digital photo or video or song or tweet even. So they own the rights to it.
Okay.
But everyone else can still see it and like copy and paste it and that on the internet. You just like own it. Right. And the way that it's sort of like it operates on a system called blockchain, which is how Bitcoin works as well. Right. And the way you get like, so the way you sort of like, basically in order for these things to work, it requires loads of computers running all the time, solving equations. And that's called mining.
Yeah.
And like you basically get rewarded in shares of the coin or NFT or whatever.
I understand
mining.
that principle. Yeah.
Yeah. So that uses loads of energy because it uses electricity to power these massive computers. They
That's
have like
correct.
rooms of computers.
Yeah.
So we managed to find a way to take paintings and making them horrible for the environment. But yeah, loads of people are investing millions into these, man. Like someone offered Elon Musk $1 million for a tweet.
Really?
Yeah, he said they wanted to buy his first tweet for $1 million as an NFT. He turned them down because he's a baller. Because he doesn't do anything he doesn't want to do.
No, it doesn't. Doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Do you know what? That it says a lot. That so we're in, like, the capitalist system is now in full swing
Yeah.
to such an extent that we are now that property rights have now gone into the abstract.
Oh yeah, we're in.
You know, we are now claiming to own abstract things.
Mate,
that
there's
only appear
hypothetical businesses everywhere now,
Yeah.
man. Like the veneer of reality is gone from society.
It totally
like,
is.
It's mad, isn't it?
Capitalist realism is a. Did I mention this last
Yeah.
week? Mark Fisher. Someone mentioned it in the comments.
Yeah.
Like, Mark, it's a great book. Read that. It's only 80 pages.
Yeah.
And it's written in 2009. I mentioned it last week, and it is incredible how. And it basically talks about the whole common sense that we think of with things we don't. Things that are common sense, you trust them.
Yeah.
You don't ever. They're laws, you know, and it's been so skewed. For example, like 26 people on the earth own as much wealth as 3.8 billion.
Yeah,
And that is a system of extremes. That is
fucked, man.
That is
And like-
think about the propaganda machine that gone with that to normalise that, because it is normalised.
And the only-
People think that's okay.
The only billionaire who I think it's okay is Kanye. He deserves it. But the rest of them, guillotine him. I honestly think, like, fuck it,
It's not-
guillotine him. Chuck it, like...
It's not the individual. I think it's the system that
I
allows
don't give a
it.
fuck, like, I don't give a fuck if you like...
But you're right, they're fucking psychopaths.
Yeah, you gotta be.
If I had 10 million quid, I'd spend 9 million of it
This is it, man.
on really nice things for other people.
Get rid of him. Fucking move the world on. Not Kanye though, because
I mean, how much
he's
money do you
created
to, like?
peace.
You know, you got 100. Like, I think Eatonite, fucking Reese Mogg.
Yeah.
He's got hundreds of millions of pounds. Why do you need that much? I mean, what point does? I said maybe you do like a greed kind of fetish takes over you. Just want to keep growing and getting more and more and more.
Yeah.
It's a compulsion.
And like with him, he's just
maybe.
someone
I
who
don't
like
know.
wants to be in charge, innit? Just likes being in charge, like power,
I think-
power hungriness, and money's power, innit? So
Yeah.
like it's that lust to be in control. Innit?
Yeah, and it's amazing how like he hides behind flags and religion, which is like the two worst things a leader can do. Really,
Yeah.
you know that's what a lot of leaders.
No,
have
he's
done in the
the
past.
biggest fucking fraud going.
Jesus will go into his house and turn over his tables because, just like he did in the temple, because he is a complete fraud.
Yeah,
you
man.
can't have that amount of money.
I
in the
fucking
bank.
hate that sort of like posh guy psychopath thing where they're like, "Oh, I'm just one of you.
He's
I'm
quite
just
charming.
a bumbling chap." Yeah, look, I'm
He's
sure
very charming speaker.
having a pint with him, great, but he's a fucking evil cunt,
Yeah,
and
he's
like he
horrible.
dresses his
He's very
whole family
unsavoury.
like they're haunting a fucking Victorian mansion. It's
Also,
weird.
as well, like I think immoral in the sense that I don't have a go at his mum, but this is true. She abandoned him at 7 years old, sent him off to a fucking school.
Yeah. How much of a shit have you got to be for your mum to abandon you?
Yeah, how worthless have you got to be for your own mum to go? No, go fuck off then.
Yeah, if that was your little kid turning up with a monocle and a briefcase at 7 years old, you'd be like, something's wrong with you. You little fucking
You look
spod.
like you look like that first ever fish to make it onto land.
Give him a fucking nuggie. Send him on his way.
It's true though,
But
isn't it?
no, like boarding school fucks people up, man.
Yeah,
I
and,
spoke
and
to-
he's really close to his nanny, right? Because clearly his mum and dad just absolved themselves of doing any parenting
they do,
responsibilities.
man. Like I spoke
I mean,
to
just like that fucks up. Like it's psychopathic. That if a 7-year-old child needs the mummy and daddy, and they're there surviving on their own in some weird school of like God knows wanking on a biscuit or whatever they fucking do.
they are horrible environments. I spoke to Tom Horton. We did a podcast together once where I spoke to him about boarding school. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's a comedian, great guy.
He's a good comedian.
He's like the poshest bloke you can possibly meet. He lives
Yeah,
in the
he
Tower of
is.
London. Like old money. Sort of. Great guy, good mate of mine, and we
Lives
spoke
in the Tower of London. I'm like,
I know.
so
But
weird.
he's like I want to hate him, but he's the soundest lad
He's
ever.
lovely, isn't he?
Yeah. So we had a podcast chat once about boarding school, and he was telling me some shit, man, and like how fucking crazy it is just to be a little kid and like sent off by a family alone into this den of pedos.
Yeah.
Because who wants to work in a boarding school?
A paedophile.
Nonsense.
It's a fucking
Not
paedophile
always,
den, isn't it?
obviously, but like he was like, yeah, he didn't get directly nonced, but he told me some weird fucking
And do you know what,
stories.
like though, like when you're at work, you go to work and then you go home and it's your time.
Yeah.
But when you're at a boarding school, you're always at work,
Yeah.
and you've got to act a certain way and that's just weird, man.
It is really weird.
You're sacrificing
It's a really
lot.
weird environment.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't send a kid of mine to private school. I'd rather...
Not to boarding school.
Definitely not boarding school, but not even private school. I'd rather have a kid who was unemployed than one who was a little fucking straw hat wearing spod.
Imagine coming back some of the things they'd be saying to you, like, "Oh, daddy."
I know. They're just like, I don't want to have a child who looks down at me.
Yeah, well, I already do.
Yeah.
She knows I'm an idiot.
Yeah,
she's
like-
worked it out.
I'm already like, like my missus went to private school, to be fair. She's
Did
dead
she?
nice. Yeah, she's posh as fuck, yeah.
Is she?
Well, like her family aren't that posh. Like
Well, she
they're
called
rich.
me a fat cunt, didn't she?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you know,
Well, she
I've got my own
didn't
problems
she
with
didn't
it.
use the C word because she doesn't very
Yeah,
often,
because I put the cunt on because that's how we roll.
because you are a fat cunt.
I am a fat cunt.
But like, no, she's like first generation posh. So her parents got rich being orthodontists. They've got their own
What the fuck is an orthodontist?
like dentists, but do braces and stuff.
Right, it sounds like a bad dentist, like an awful dentist.
No, author.
All right.
Right. So they sent her to private school, and like she has managed to not be a spoilt twat. But
Yeah.
like, I've met a lot of fucking private school kids who just fucking nugget 'em.
Entitled.
Yeah. What?
But
private-
would you not feel entitled if I suppose your whole life you've been, you're better,
This
you're
is
different,
it.
you're of a higher echelon.
What
than the rest
boarding
of
school
them.
does that I think is dangerous is they reinforce confidence no matter in your ability.
Yeah.
Right. They don't teach you to like question yourself.
It's the ruling class. They are
They
taught to rule. They're taught that the masses
Because
are
they want to
stupid and
self-sustain.
docile.
Yeah.
In fact, and they are with mass psychology. Actually, people do
Yeah.
repeat things they hear, and take them as truths.
Yeah, but like, I think they're fucked up, crazy places. If I was prime minister, I would ban private schools. I think they're unhealthy for a society. I don't think they're good for.
I would have
good for the common good.
I would have schools of excellence, but where we would push.
Sure, like a
incredibly
music
bright-
school where all the most talented kids go.
Yeah, you would
but
have to be genuinely fucking.
It
Really
can't
clever
be
to
a
get
thing
in.
where you can buy your way in because that's the fuck
Although
shit.
it's still like because like at a young age, like 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds who have got access to private tutoring or mums and dads that push them,
Yeah.
they are going to be naturally brighter and pass tests better at 11 years old than a kid.
You're not going to be
that's
able
got
to
the
get rid of
opposite.
that. But private schools are just institutions of like.
Yeah, I would have
that
a
bullshit going.
bit old when you get to like 13, 14. If you you're proving that you are well ahead streets ahead,
Yeah.
then
That's all
it's
good.
good to push them because we need people.
I'm not a
sciences
fucking
and-
communist. I'm not saying we go to fucking Soviet Russia and everyone has the same, everyone gets the same like meal token every fucking day.
Yeah,
Like,
and you get paid the same.
Some people are better than others, right?
Yeah,
some
absolutely.
people are shit cunts who can't do anything, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they deserve to starve, but other people who are really amazing and can do loads of things and work really hard deserve more than them.
I think we just need a system where there's a level playing field
Yeah.
and allow people to be shit or good.
A meritocracy would be a lovely idea, but we've never been close to one. That's the problem. It's
Good
never
word.
happened.
Found that weirdly enough. Read that word a lot. Right.
Yeah.
Never knew what it meant.
Right.
So I asked my bird.
Yeah.
And she told me that it's like good ideas or something.
Well, a meritocracy is a society where whoever is most deserving gets ahead.
Yes.
But
Did
like,
you tell me that?
No,
Or
I
did
don't
the
know.
bird tell me that?
I don't know. But like that's what the definition is. So wherever you've learned
Yeah,
that.
that's what I want to live in.
Yeah, but like, and it's what people say we live in, and we fucking do not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not close.
This pandemic's really furthered the gap between rich and poor in terms of education, certainly, because the kids have got fucking thick as fuck, mate.
Yeah.
And they haven't been doing out.
It's harder to study if you're in a noisy little house with like
cramped
other
with
people.
like seven or eight. Loads of people in the house, 7 or 8 in the house, and it's small. And
mate, I have never been more glad to be middle class now. I got on the middle class boat right a couple of years ago by getting with my missus. Right,
Yeah.
She's middle classed me up. Right, I'm still
done well there.
I'm still out. Oh no, thank you, mate. I'm dead proud.
because you
of
were
it.
like fucking.
Real gutter scum.
You were gutter scum when I first met you.
Yeah, flat broke and always have been, and like I still am.
I'm pretty
still
sure you were
person.
trying to go out with a girl with blue hair as well.
Oh yeah, I was going over. She was a good girl. Anyway, like that's. But yeah,
Who has blue hair?
well,
Unless you go to the police station. It's
a lot
pink,
of my
maybe.
exes, to be honest with
Do
you,
they?
mate. Yeah, it's my kind of type. But anyway, yeah, I got on the middle class train just before like this shit went down, man. So I personally have fuck all money, but I live in
Yeah.
a very middle class lifestyle.
Yeah,
Like,
you
it's
do,
great.
right.
It's great, man. It's so much easier. And like, look, I have nothing but love and respect for my working class brothers and sisters who've had to go back to day jobs and have horrible times through all this. I've fucking coasted, man. It's been shit, but I haven't had to have a job. So
No, you haven't, have you?
it's been great, man.
Yeah, you've literally coasted your way through this.
Yeah, I've been working dead hard on, if you
You
fucking
have
look
been
at my
working
YouTube.
hard. Yeah, you have been working hard.
Yeah.
But
I was afforded the ability to do that by being middle class now.
Yeah.
It's great, man. Honestly, I cannot recommend being middle class enough.
Well, I did the same. I got a bird pregnant who owned a house.
It's so good, man.
Oh, man, that was how
I
got
wondered
that.
how you had a nice gaff.
Yeah. and then because of like asset price inflation, we made about 80 grand on that house. When I say we, she did.
Sure.
So we had a lot of a big deposit to put on a house that I now own.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything for it. I've hardly earned any money. I've only ever earned enough to go out and get hammered.
Me too, man. And like, that's it. Like, we're just about.
Pay my bills, mate. Pay
This
my
is a
bills.
good life strategy that people don't talk about. Be a charming, funny scamp.
Yeah.
And get with the rich birds.
Yeah.
Sorted. Mate, women have been gold diggers for fucking generations.
We
and now,
are reversing the
in the
fucking
spirit of equality,
patriarchy, mate.
me and Micky are leeching off our partners.
Yeah, well, I live in a matriarchal world, mate.
Me too, man.
Everybody that tells me what to do is a woman,
Yeah.
and I just do it.
Yeah. They
My
are more
my boss
capable
is a
than
woman,
you,
my
though.
agent's a woman, my
Yeah.
bird's a woman. I've said that my daughter's a woman,
Yeah.
and they all tell me what to do, and I fucking do it.
Isn't your life better for it?
Yeah, because I don't mind being told what to do. It makes me feel because I have a lot. I have a lot of shit ideas.
Yeah.
And if I follow through on I end up. You know what I do? I sit around thinking of something to do.
Oh man, I'm a
And
fucker
then
for that.
I realise I'm just sat here, but I'm so lazy. I'll do that. I will just sit there, try to think of something to do, and in the end I'll give up thinking because it'll just be too much hard work.
Oh yeah, man. Like I've got always.
Do you ever
got,
give up thinking?
yeah, well, I have stuff where like it's an ADHD thing, man. Like I think you're ADHD.
Do you think I've got ADHD?
100%. Because like one of the things with ADHD, it's called executive dysfunction, mate, and it's not being able to choose what task to do, so you end up doing nothing.
Right. Yeah, I've got ADHD. Though I've got
Mate,
like, some facets
mate,
of it anyway.
mate, you are the most textbook case I have
I
ever
am pretty
encountered.
dysfunctional.
And look, like I am not a medical doctor, so I can't diagnose you. But being real, 100%.
Yeah,
Like,
I do struggle to focus sometimes.
Mate, massively. And there's
But I
just-
don't want to be like that. I want to focus.
Yeah, exactly. But you can't because you've probably got ADHD. There's little stuff as well, like getting.
I think it's again. I think it's just a bit thick.
Nah, because you don't like what it is. You
think you're
don't
just a
know
bit
what
thick.
ADHD is, because ADHD is really badly named, and people think it's like where you just like you can't pay attention and that's it. It's not.
It's like dyslexic, isn't it? People can't spell it.
Yeah, but ADHD is more like it's more complex, man. There's loads more like
Attention
emotional
deficit
stuff.
disorder.
Yeah, but it's a stupid.
Oh, it's
name
got
for it.
hyper in it as well.
Yeah, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. But there is.
I'm not hyperactive, mate.
No, because it's named wrong. Listen to what I'm
right.
saying. This is right, mate. If anything fucking proves it, the fact that you've not been able to listen to the description I'm giving you
And
is
you
a
know
fucking
what I've noticed
fact.
when I've watched this back?
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't listen to the end of what you're saying at all.
I know, you're off. You're on the next thing already.
know.
Yeah, ADHD.
And I thought that's rude. That
It's
I
just-
try and listen
mate.
to Rob more.
I get it, man. It's the
Yeah.
same thing, but like it is just it's not hyperactivity. It's badly named. It was named in the fucking 40s or something before they knew what the condition fully was. There's a sort of movement to rename it executive dysfunction
A lot of stuff
disorder.
went on in the 40s, you know. I want to. Well, yeah, a bit of. Well, that was the 30s.
So, like, I rest my case.
I was science.
I rest my fucking case.
Just can't listen to you, can I?
Just can't.
I can't fucking
You
take
can't stay-
information in.
No, it's just like
I
your
can't-
brain is like pinball, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like you put something in and it goes, oh, that reminds me.
Yeah, I am so
ADHD.
I have got. Have I got ADHD?
100%. Look into it more, man. It's good to know.
Can't be asked.
I'll send you some nice links that are easy to
Guess what?
understand.
I won't fucking. I won't be able to click on them. I've got too much ADHD in
It's
me.
good to know about, man. It's like a good news diagnosis because like you've got it anyway, but knowing about it means you can manage it way better.
So you can combat it. You can work against
you
it.
you can work with it. Right. You can't
yeah.
really get rid of it,
No.
but you can learn how to do things better with it, and you can be aware of what you're doing more. And big thing for me was it let me. I gave myself a break a lot more. Like, 'cause I'm just like, all right, I'm being a spanner here, but that's because my brain doesn't work properly. It's all right.
I don't think my brain works properly either.
It works in a beautiful, unique way, man. And like, it's great. Like, there's really good things to ADHD. ADHD people are generally very creative, funny, outgoing, sociable. Like, there's loads of like positive sides to
I
it.
like to think I'm all of them.
Yeah, you're all of those.
But
definitely.
I'm not always all of them all the time.
No, but here's another thing, right? Here's another reason. Like, we've talked before about how we both have little tantrums.
I have pathetic tantrums.
That's an ADHD thing, mate.
Really?
Yeah, like dealing badly with frustration and that feeling when you start to get a little bit wound up and everything's a bit much and you just... do you ever have it where you're getting sort of static in your brain and you can't pick a thought out, really, and then someone tries to talk to you and you just sort of snap at them a bit because you can't process what they're saying as well?
No.
No? Never had that?
I can sometimes zone out completely, but
Yeah.
I don't snap at people. I just let them talk at me and just don't
Yeah,
listen
but you're
to them.
not processing it at all.
Sometimes I'm not, no.
Yeah. All right, mate, I think it's worth
I think
look
I'm
at,
probably.
mate.
I don't think I'm full on. When I think of
It's a
ADHD,
spectrum.
yeah. When I think, I for example, at school, I was able to focus and do exams.
I was great, man. Like, when you're younger...
So
often...
I think ADHD is like the guy who's like licking the wall after 10 minutes.
Yeah, you see, that's the cartoon image of it. It's not what it actually is. Because, like, also, it often, with adults who have it, your focus gets worse as you get older. Like, I used to sit and read a book in 3 hours. I just read the whole book. Now I can't sit down and read properly. I can only do a couple of pages at a time because my attention's worse.
Mate, I'm struggling like fuck. I'm trying to read. I'm trying to further my own education, and I am struggling like fuck, mate. I'm sat there and just and then I have to keep reading the same page again.
Yeah.
Because I just drifted away.
Diagnosed. Don't worry, it's a good thing, man. It's all right.
I haven't fully got it. I think I got elements.
No,
of
you
it.
definitely do. And it's not a case of like having elements or
Am I a
not.
bit of a spaz now? Then,
Yeah, you're welcome to the club, mate.
Yeah. Can I be in the Lanky Boys club?
No, like I don't think Steve's ADHD, so you know we can have our own little spacker club.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm allowed to say that word.
I don't think
I'm
you are.
reclaiming it about myself. So
What should we call it?
I don't know. Maybe people could suggest.
Maybe just AD and then it tails off because we can get to the end. AD ...
But like everyone watching this, right, I want a poll in the comments on this. If you think Mickey's got ADHD, comment it below. I think it's going to be 100%.
When you described it and the fact that we just when we're having our conversations on this, we just dot about everywhere,
Mate, that like
and I
try when I watch it back when I'm editing, I'm like
now I'm not I just listen to that because I'm trying to combat it now. Yeah. You said you can't edit or something, but I was like, I would like to learn a bit more about that, but we just fuck off and talk about something else, or you say something that's quite funny and quite interesting, and I just ignore it. I didn't because I'm too busy thinking of my own story. Is that just not probably elements of narcissism?
Well,
rather
yeah,
than
like,
ADHD.
look, they're going to
maybe.
overlap, but
Yeah.
like, nah, like it's ADHD.
Oh, great. In a way, I feel like a weight's been lifted, but another one's been put on.
It is a bit like that, mate. The first 6 months for me were a bit of a head trip, especially when you start reading about it, because I just realised more and more of my personalities were diagnosable, like bits of my personality. Like there's like weird stuff with it where like people with ADHD have like an increased sense of fairness often and like can't tolerate when things are unfair and I can't keep my mouth shut.
Like a disgruntled toddler.
Yeah, man. If there's something like that I think's not cool, you know what I'm like? I fucking say the thing. I always I feel a physical almost like uncomfortability if the thing
really
isn't
want
said.
the world to be fairer and things to be fair.
Yeah, but there's sort of a level to it where it's like that's just nice, but there's a level where it becomes compulsive, where it's like I'm not explaining it terribly well, but it's just a fact.
But you are complicit in networks of global oppression.
Yeah, and I love them, man.
So yeah,
they've only ever worked well for me.
Exactly.
Like, straight white guys, we've been fucking killing it.
Yeah, we're doing all right, aren't we? Although we are being victimised now, and even straight white guys feel like they're losing. Do you know why? Because the whole structural framework is wrong. But anyway, that's another discussion for another day. True though, isn't it? Like if everyone feels like you ask anyone who are you winning politically, they'll say no.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So who is winning?
Yeah, billionaires.
Pretty much.
26 people have won.
26 people.
Yeah.
And that 3.8 billion will just keep going. 4 billion. It'll be 5 billion soon.
Yeah. And then we'll all take a rocket ship to the moon.
I think that we'll probably have blown ourselves off the planet by then, potentially.
Yeah, like when do you think the world's going to end?
Well, the world won't end. It will
No, but I mean human life on Earth.
Organised human life?
Yeah.
It's difficult to look past 2050.
That's so pessimistic.
Well, if we're on
so
top,
close.
what do you want to give?
It's 21 now.
I know, it's very late in the day, but we're already in the distant future. Shall I tell you why? Because when I was at school, 2020 was the fucking distant future.
Yeah, well, it definitely was your distant future when you were at school, you fucking old bastard.
I know, I was in school like 90s, you'd go like, oh, what's it going to be like in the world in 2020? And you're like, okay, no, we'll be walking around on fucking moon by then. We'll have spacecraft and all that. But yeah, that's a distant future. We're already there. And if you
you think all humanity is going to get wiped out by 2050?
It'll happen quite slowly, but it could happen a little bit quicker than you imagine, because the trigger points and the cascading effects of panic and riots and things can break down pretty quickly.
Jesus, what a fucking depressing podcast this is.
Well, I'll tell you one interesting fact before we move on from this.
I think we'll be fine.
Well,
I think it'll be bad. I think there's going to be some bad shit going on, but I think
by 2050, if we keep going, if the economy has to grow at 2 or 3%, we are doubling what we're putting out in terms of carbon output by 2050, doubling it, and then you've got another 30 years of what we're already doing.
Yeah, but we'll technology our way back. Is my
I think
my
tipping
theory.
points will be reached in nature.
I reckon we'll find a way to extract carbon. You know,
mass migration as well.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a fucker.
Mass migration from the global south.
Yeah,
into the global north.
Yeah, well,
because what of a choice?
Come on in.
So that's yeah. So you're looking at 2050, I think.
Fucking, you're one step away from a sandwich board in the street centre ringing a bell.
I know.
Mate.
I feel like I need to. I'm becoming an extremist. I'm starting to think that everyone else is an extremist. Everyone in the world is mad apart from me.
That's the internet, man. That's what the internet wants to do to you, man. It wants to, like, confirm your biases and make you think that everyone else is against it.
Your suspicions are always confirmed. Your biases are always confirmed.
Yeah, like, because that's what, fucking
because you want to see the world in a certain way.
Yeah, man.
So that's how you see it.
Yeah. Man, Jesus Christ, I feel like you need a fucking antidepressant, lad, for this hangover. Like,
do you know what underwrites everything I do?
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Well, yeah, there is that. There's nothing we can do.
No. So there's no point in getting wound up and worrying about it.
This is it. Like, I am.
If we end it, we end it.
I am the same as you, to be honest, man. Like, look,
our kin are in the trees, mate.
Yeah.
Our kin will live on. They will survive us.
And I don't think it matters anyway.
The insects, I don't relate to insects, I must say.
Yeah. Well, no, I just don't think it really, like, nothing actually matters when you get to a certain point.
Nah, you can choose. You've got a life.
Yeah.
You can choose to have a good time, or you can choose to do your best to have a good time and not worry about stuff.
That's
or
it, man.
You can get caught up in the now and get stressed out. Do you know what? If it all goes wrong and you lose, fuck it. As long as you have that, if you can live with that, you'll do all right. You'll have a.
It is true, man. Like, it's like that's got to be the aim, man. It just being content and just being like, fuck it a bit. You like control the controllables was a big lesson for me. Like, I used to like read the newspaper every day. I knew who every fucking
stopped looking at the news,
cabinet minister was. I knew who everyone in government was, and all this. And I was so well informed. And like, I would watch Channel 4 News every day. And I stopped one day just really abruptly. I was watching Channel 4 News, and they brought up some.
That's the best news for me.
It's amazing, really high quality journalism. But what they do on there is they show you stories the other news channels don't get because they do more deep dives. So they were showing me some tragedy in a country I'd barely heard of, and it was depressing as fuck. And I just thought to myself, what can I do about this? What does me knowing about this make the world? How does it make the world better? It doesn't. It's made my day worse. So sorry, fucking Tajikistan or wherever it was. I feel awful for you, but I'm not watching anymore because I need to be sane. So I've disengaged loads from it.
I've disengaged from the news, and it wasn't something I was actually aware of. I just stopped looking at the apps because. I just feel like I'm sick of the bullshit. Yeah. And when you have decided that the whole structural framework is poisoned, you know the inevitable outcomes of that playing out.
This is it, man. Like,
so what's the point in looking at them?
Yeah, it's like when people hope that, like, when this, like, we need to get the Prime Minister out. It happens all the time. Like, there'll be a leader.
They're impotent.
There'll be some sort of leader where people are like, we've got to get rid of him, and then they
Money
go,
talks.
and some other worse cunt comes in. That's all that happens ever. When people were like, we need to get rid of David Cameron, Theresa May comes in. We need to get Theresa May gone. Fucking Boris comes in. There's always a worse cunt, and you can go back. And I'm not. This isn't like one party or the other as well. There's been plenty of fucking Labour cunts. It's just there's always a worse cunt stepping up.
Tony Blair was a cunt.
He was a cunt.
Still is a cunt.
Still is a cunt.
Yeah.
There's plenty of them about, mate.
Yeah.
I think most people in politics are fucking cunts.
I think anybody that enters politics is a cunt.
Well, I think there are some people who start with good intentions, and I do think they exist.
The power-hungry fucking weirdos, mate.
But even those people...
They've got an answer for everything.
Yeah, even those people who like go in there who genuinely want to help, they are sort of like those sort of tabard-wearing spods who want to control things for other people, and just like, shut up.
Yeah, they're just...
I'm against authoritarianism more than anything else. I want fewer rules. I'm fucking furious about this protest thing.
I don't think governments are an effective way of managing people.
It's too big, man.
It's too big.
I'm with you on that. Like, we need to get more localism.
Total more localism, but we should have guided principles that we all agree on. Like
a federal sort of system, but I'd like a much lighter touch. This fucking protest law's done me in, man.
What's that all about? Because I've disengaged and I'm just thinking, fuck them.
All right, so this is...
My bird did send me a text. I know that's misogynistic, but I am misogynistic. So anyway, my bird sent me a text. I fucking ate Priti Patel last night. Yeah. And I was like, I assumed it was something to do with this.
So there's a new law that's going through, and it's like one of the crime and policing bill or something, and it's like one of these bills where they've packaged up a load of stuff in one to get it through Parliament.
Yeah,
and within it is like,
and they've got it through, have they?
Well, it's got through the first two stages. There's loads of stages to getting a bill through, but like it's got through
white paper, green paper.
It's had the first two readings. It's passed both those votes, but yeah, it's about it's about giving more powers to the police, baby, in loads of ways, in lots of different ways. Like the headline they give is like, there's going to be stricter sentences for rapists and murderers, and there's not. It's bullshit for a start. But what it also does is it criminalises being a traveller. It criminalises protests as well. It criminalises protests because there is now a provision, if this passes, under law where you can be prosecuted for the intention to cause annoyance at a protest. Cause annoyance. It's because Extinction Rebellion fucked over the Met Police so badly. Extinction Rebellion, because
that is if you've got people on intention, that's something that hasn't happened yet.
Exactly.
And then you can literally...
And annoyance is such a low bar.
Yeah.
And anything can be annoying.
That's worded in a way where you can be dragged off the street.
Exactly. That's the point of it.
The intention...
Yeah,
you can
man.
off.
And dibble on fucking protests are
that's
always
creeping
bad enough.
fascism.
Well, like I hate like throwing around fascism because it's often like used
Yeah,
in the wrong way.
it is overused.
And it just always, and it also
Well, that is creeping fascism.
it's authoritarianism,
Yeah.
certainly, and like that. Can
I
come
use
from the left and
creeping on
right.
purpose. It's not fascism, but it's creeping. It's coming in.
Yeah, it's just always my revulsion with that is it always makes you sound a bit fucking like teenage. You know what I mean? It sounds a bit like Nazi. So like
It sounds like you've gone to that.
it's just a bad way of framing the thing.
it
I
is.
think
It sounds unintellectual.
Yeah, whereas authoritarianism, you're saying essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's just like all these like more creeping powers to government. It just creeps me out, man.
Yeah, we should
Like,
have. We should have.
We need some fucking good riots. We need some fucking heads on sticks. We need some police cars flipped over.
Yeah, but let's.
Heads on sticks was metaphorical. I don't want to get like. There's new powers about, man. Like the new.
What we should have is that we should be buying locally.
Yeah, if
Local
you can.
businesses.
Yeah.
Well, yes, if you can, you see,
Yeah.
because the corporates have come in and ravaged our communities.
Yeah. But they're also
Where
very
is I was thinking
convenient.
about this.
There's also mate.
Where is your community?
Leventume's a real community, man. Round here.
With the what is?
Round here is a real community.
Where is it then?
Like. What do you mean?
Where is it?
Around everywhere.
Where?
I don't know what you fucking want from me.
I don't know where the communities are. Where are they've been ravaged?
Yeah, some have, but like I said, this is why I live here. It's actually got like a nice community around here. If you
How
live
many
somewhere
people do you know
small-
around here?
I know quite a lot. Like I know like
Go on, then.
quite like artists and like bar people.
You
and,
don't know
like,
any
neighbours.
fucking artists.
I do actually, mate. Like my mate who did that. Like that.
Is he from round here then?
She, you fucking sexist.
I am misogynist. I've said that already.
Disgusting. But what I wanted to say before we like bounce off this, like we do like slag capitalism, but also capitalism's really fucking great in loads of ways. There's never been a better time for like human comfort. If you think about the history of man and like how awful it's been to be alive, pretty much always. Like now,
you know
there's
what,
never been
though?
more comfortable. Mate, I can press a button on my phone and any food from around the world arrives at my
This
house.
is true, and science, and like you look at, we're safe from just. If
Mate,
you
we got
cut
a
yourself-
vaccine for COVID
Yeah.
in 6 months.
We've got these antibodies now that come into you can inject them in.
Yeah.
You've got you're okay in terms of medicine.
Because of capitalism, because there's money behind it.
And that's been really good. Like before in the old days, if like tooth pain and stuff like you'd have been
Dead.
aching all over the
Yeah.
fucking place. There'd been constant pains. So this is good.
It's not
comforting.
like in other systems you can't make those sort of things, but it's just like in capitalism they do make those innovations and they do happen, and you end up with like fucking nice cars and a fucking cool computer.
Yeah, there's a constant.
and I like there
compulsion
being 68 flavors of crisps. It's nice, you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But
There are good sides, you know.
we've
There's
got-
good and bad.
Oh, definitely. You can't just say the whole thing's shit.
Yeah,
but we've got
exactly.
to a stage now where it's doing us more harm than good.
Yeah.
But we don't see that yet. The way I see things
is and
about
it isn't.
capitalism is going to become the centre ground of thought.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the common sense before you do.
Now the problem is, literally everyone thinks that they do that, and like,
Oh yeah,
literally everyone
when I
thinks they've
said
seen the
that-
common sense
When I
before
said that,
everyone else.
I sound like I'm a conspiracy theorist who's gone mad.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. And the problem is,
100%.
because I see all the problems with capitalism. No one's come up with a better solution is the problem. I don't think capitalism's good. I don't think there's a good system.
can
I'm
give
just
you
a nihilist, man. Like, I don't think anything works.
No, do you know what's weird? No. How many books have you read on economics?
3.
Have you?
I fucking know.
I've read a couple, but people vote on it.
I did do 2 years of uni, like in sociology and politics.
That's got absolutely nothing to do with economics, does it?
Yes.
It's wrapped up in economics.
Yeah. Economics is quite a big part of politics.
Of course it is. But people vote on it. Like, you know, their vote is on economics. They don't know anything about it. They just get told.
Well, yeah, like that's why democracy's fucked. Democracy is a really bad system.
There is no democracy in economics, in finance.
Yeah.
There's none. And it's finance that runs the world.
Yeah.
There's no democracy in finance. That's where our problems are.
Yeah. So what, we should be able to vote who has money?
We should be able to vote to see where the money goes and see where the money is.
Yeah.
Because
Oh yeah, like yeah.
it's a simple kind of idea that we should know where all the money is all the time. Because that's what we use to get things done.
Yeah, there must be problems with that. There must be reasons why that's bad as well.
It feels like Big Brother, doesn't it?
Whenever, yeah, exactly.
Money is watching you.
Whenever anything like that feels like instinctively like a really simple, good idea, there's always some hidden harm to it, and that's it. If there's a database somewhere with exactly how much money everyone has, I mean, and banks almost have that, but a lot of it's shady. I agree, like offshore accounts and all that are a bit shady.
Thatcher and Reagan invented offshore accounts and made it okay. Why?
But
What
Thatcher
do they
also
do?
invented Mr. Whippy ice cream. So again,
This
not
is
all
also
bad.
true. Yeah,
not
in
all
the
bad.
70s, didn't she? Or
Yeah.
the 60s.
There's good with the bad.
How weird is that she invented ice cream?
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant. Clever.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, that bloody ice cream is fantastic.
There we go. Hey,
I
we'll
had
say a
some,
nice thing about Thatcher. There you go. There's a sop for you.
I'll tell you what, I was in Park, right? Isabel took it was Isabel's birthday. Got her an ice cream, right? I got one. Of course I fucking did, because I don't eat sugar. I eat sugar every fucking day.
Yeah.
And a new problem. You know my hair's a bit longer, right? New problem, man. One lick, all over the beard and all in my hair.
That's brutal.
I was covered in ice cream after about 10 seconds. And she's just sat there, a 6-year-old fucking eating it quite nicely. Mate, I've never, people are like that, look at like skewed faces.
Hair's bad.
I had it in my hair, man.
I used to have
Everywhere.
really long hair, and like I cut it when I got it in a sandwich one day, and I was like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, you got your hair in a sandwich.
Yeah.
I have been eating it a bit at times. And do you know what else is happening?
Yeah.
Sometimes it floats down there and out the corner of my eye, I think it's a rat. Keep thinking I see a rat.
You get scared by your own hair.
Yeah.
It's like my dog getting startled by its tail.
I know. I get scared by my hair. It's always late at night. It's always like when there's no one. Like Rachel's gone to bed and the house is quiet, and I go, it's a rat. Oh, it's my hair.
No, I shit myself up all the time because at ADHD I forget things I've done really quickly.
Yeah, I forget I've long hair.
I did this, mate. I was driving home once and I took my cap off and I put it on the headrest of the passenger seat.
Yeah.
So I just put it on it. I don't know why. I just took it off, put it on there. I was like, oh, that's quite a good place to store a cap. It'll keep it nice. I put it on there, and then so I turned back driving. Obviously, I zoned out. I turned around. I nearly went off the fucking motorway, man.
Yeah, you thought someone was sat next to you.
Yeah, man, creep me the fuck out. So yeah, I've got to be careful I don't spook myself.
Yeah, me too. Honestly, having long hair freaks me out.
What would it take for you to cut your hair?
I'm trying to grow it.
Yeah. Would you ever? Have you? When was the last time you had it short?
Really early 20s.
Wow, so it's been a while, yeah.
Yeah,
I can't even imagine you with short hair. Is the thing.
Well, I do it in a ponytail, don't I? Sometimes a bun.
Yeah,
Not a
but
ponytail.
that's
a
still
bun.
you still got a bun. That's still long hair in a different look.
Yeah, I suppose.
You know what I mean?
I suppose
It's
like
different.
But I will
You with the
get it.
fucking crew cut.
I just want to have long hair for a bit.
Yeah.
It's always been my dream.
How long are we going?
I think quite long.
Yeah, down to your ass.
I want to be able to go like that and it all to fit. What's annoying is my fringe is shorter than the rest of it because I've been cutting my own fringe for years.
Yeah.
Because it gets.
You got to grow the fringe out.
Otherwise, you start seeing rats.
At some point, if you're growing the fringe out there, you're going to have to trim the rest to sort of level it out, aren't you?
Well, yeah, I might get it cut a little bit so that the fringe is in command and is the one that it's the fringe I'm trying to grow out, mate.
It's
I want to grow out my
leading it.
fringe. Yeah, it's a leader. The fringe is the leader here, and I want to go like that. And I'm thinking like just past the shoulders.
Yeah. Fair enough, man. Like my options are going to be running out pretty soon on the old hair.
Are you balding a bit?
I'm balding a bit. Like it's not like super
that's
bad,
what
but
I've got a bit of a bald thing going on here,
Right.
And it's starting to go.
when it starts to go, what's your plan? Are you going to try?
Well, my dad's got the same thing, and he's still got a lot of hair, so I don't think I'll go bald. But I think it's getting a bit
Just have a
thinner.
thin patch.
So now I'm going for it hair wise. That's why now's the time.
Yeah.
If it does start getting thinner, yeah, I might just go quite short.
Yeah, I think there's a certain point where you just got to cut your losses and go
Totally.
short.
There's nothing wrong with a nice short, slightly fading, going a bit bald. But if you've got long hair and you're
The
hanging
wisp,
onto
man.
it,
You don't want the fucking Jackie Charlton.
that there's some fucking really good ones as well throughout time. You don't see them as much these days.
Yeah.
But with the old
Well, no,
timers,
because they
you
all
do.
go to Turkey now.
suppose.
If you're gonna have a comb over, you just fuck off to Turkey and get that weird fake hairline put on.
Can you?
Yeah, we can get all sorts of shit done now. People get hair tattooed on, so it's just like a picture of stubble on their
weird,
head.
isn't it?
Yeah, man.
I could do that on the back of my head here.
Just sort of colour it in and fill it
Yeah,
in.
just get a bit of a fucking.
Just get a magic marker every
I'm
morning,
about
man.
to say, just get a little bit of a fucking thick marker pen and just give it a little.
Yeah, maybe a plan.
Yeah,
I mean, the problem with that is, the problem with any sort of hair loss solution is, if it's noticed, it's way more embarrassing than being bald.
yeah, it is.
Like, if you notice someone's got a comb over, if you see someone with a wig and it's obvious it's a wig, tell you who's got a wig now.
Go on.
Jason Alexander. Do you know who he is?
No.
George Costanza from Seinfeld. All right.
Don't know him either.
How do you not know? Anyway, Seinfeld, watch it. It's very good.
Yeah, I never watched it.
Anyway, it's on the streaming things now. Anyway, it's one of the best sitcoms ever. Anyway,
Yeah, I've heard that.
He's been world famous as a bald man since 1989.
Yeah.
Right, everyone has known
And now
he's
got
bald.
a wig.
Yeah, like loads of the jokes in Seinfeld are about him being bald. Blah blah blah. Like it's part of his thing that he was a balding
Fancy
man.
the change.
Yeah, but he's got a wig now. But I just don't think at the age of 50
He
you
could-
can rock in with
Why
a
not
wig
just
and
get a hair-
expect us all to be like, oh, cool wig.
Could he get a hair transplant?
He could, but even that, I think there's a certain. If you're going to do that, it's got to be a smooth transition. I don't want none of this coming back suddenly with a full head of hair. It's weird. Just accept it, man. You're bald.
I'd go for it if he wants to wear a wig. Let him have
Wearing
go
a
at
wig's
it.
fucking weird, man. Like I've got no time for wig wear. It's creepy. It's creepy wearing a wig. It's just weird. Why are you wearing a little hair hat?
Don't be so wigist.
I am wigist, man. It's one of the few bits of bigotry I'm allowed left these days.
Yeah.
I am firmly anti-wig. I think it
Joe,
makes you look
I-
like a sweaty nonce having a wig.
I think more wigs should be available to the public.
Are you
I'd like to see
pro-wig?
more- Yeah, I'm pro-wig.
Right, we're going to end this podcast with an argument. No, I mean, like, end it permanently. There's going to be a fallout. I am
Well,
fully
you seem to
anti-wig.
be- yeah, you are very much an anti. You are a wigist.
I am a wigist,
I will
yeah. I'm
not-
wig-phobic, mate.
Yeah, you wigotry.
There are certain... nice. There are certain circumstances in which I will accept a wig.
Yeah,
Right,
health reasons. Like
Health reasons, I think it would be churlish if I was to go around to fucking...
I need to have a wig on, otherwise I'm going to fucking kill myself.
Yeah, right. Well, no, if someone's got like, I'm not going around a fucking chemo ward having to go at people wearing wigs. You've got a pass, right, if it's a health issue.
Okay.
Right, I'll give you a pass. I'm not a monster.
That's
right?
what I meant when I said health issue. It'd be weird that you have a condition where you have to wear a wig.
Yeah, just like you got anxiety of
Yeah.
like, I need it.
It's not a really scratchy head, like if I don't have a wig on.
I will, women, you've got your whole other shit going on. You can deal with that, right? I'm not dealing with that.
So this is gender specific.
It's
You
just
don't
for
want-
blokes, yeah,
right.
yeah. If women, because women get like good wigs often, or
Yeah.
they'll have like a weave or whatever, and it'll
Yeah.
look,
Hair extensions.
I'm not women. You do what you want, right? But blokes, I'm just talking about blokes.
All right, that makes it a bit different.
It's different.
Yeah.
Blokes, just fucking accept it. You're
No, do you know
bald.
what? I
Shave
think
it. Shave it.
You're in the pub. Your mate comes in. He's wearing a wig. It's like,
Mate, I'd have the best night of my life.
Yeah,
I would have the
It'd be
best
fucking
night of my
hilarious.
life, laughing at him until he cried.
Yeah, but you know what? If you
They'd never wear that wig again around me. I've
but-
done it with people's clothing
mate,
before.
if you own it, if you're just like, yeah, I fucking got a wig on, I don't give a fuck.
You'd
I love
have
it.
to have no, but the
And
problem
then tomorrow
is
you come in a different wig.
the problem is
You got ginger wig.
the amount of self-confidence you've got to have to own wearing a wig
Yeah.
would mean you don't need to wear a wig. Do you
Yeah,
know
but
what I
just might
mean?
Fancy the change.
No, but if you're that self-confident that you can take the battering from your mates and go, no, I just want to wear a wig, you're confident enough
But
not
you
to
can
wear
be
the
a
wig.
different person in a wig. You can go. You could tell like, you might want to be a rock star and have your Nirvana wig on.
Yeah, but if my mate thinks he's fucking Kurt Cobain, I'll be like, well, where's your fucking shotgun then, you cunt?
Well, you might get a heroin addict for a day. Just
You can't be a heroin addict for a day.
yes, you can.
I think it's pretty much a lifestyle if you're addicted.
You just get off it next day.
That's not an addict then, is it? That's doing some heroin.
Just for a day.
That's just doing heroin for a day. That's not
Yeah.
being an addict. That's just doing it for a day.
Well, that day you're like, I'm addicted, man. I'm gonna do some more.
Then you're lying. You're just doing
It's
heroin.
It's the wig that's working. It's
The
working
wig-
its way through you. Yeah.
the heroin addict wig.
Go with the wig.
What
man.
does this wig
go
look
where,
like?
Go where the wig takes you.
If a wig takes you to a crack den to go do heroin, don't go to there.
Go where the wig takes you.
Don't
mate.
go where the wig takes you. That is very bad advice.
That'd be like a.
Why are you following wigs?
I just feel like people could, if people want to reinvent themselves for a day or two, fine, get a wig, get it on.
Look, everyone is free to do what they want to do. All I'm saying is if it's one of my mates and I notice you've got a wig, I'm laughing at you till the end
I'm
of
getting
time.
a fucking wig, me.
Mate, if you come here next week with a wig, I'll be fucking livid.
You know the only
How
thing,
are you going to get a wig on that, though?
the only thing stopping me is that I can't be asked.
Yeah, exactly. I know there's no fucking danger. And also, how are you going to tie that up to get a wig over it?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly, mate.
I tell you what though, in films and stuff, actors have wigs on. They're bloody good, aren't they?
Yeah, all right. If you've got,
And you do think to yourself, how have you got that wig on?
Yeah.
It looks so good.
oh no, see, Jason Alexander, who I was talking about, has got one of those wigs because he's fucking well
Minted.
rich. You know, he's in the biggest sitcom ever, so you know you're fucking
Minted.
balling.
Yeah.
So his wig is like one of the really expensive good ones,
Right.
and it's not like if I had never seen Jason Alexander before,
You'd think he was.
I'd be like, oh, there's a bloke with a full
What's
head
his
of hair.
hairstyle like on his wig?
I'll get it up. But right, the problem is he's Jason Alexander, and has been. I've already searched Jason Alexander hair transplant because I saw him on something. I was like, why has he got hair? But yeah, the problem is he's been famous as a bald man forever. So this is right.
That's actually what I thought it looked like.
Yeah,
I knew who he was.
Right,
yeah.
so that's what he normally looks like, and has always looked like a bald cunt. Right now, let's have a look. Wig, Jason Alexander wig. Here he is. He's just turning up on TV.
Where is he? He looks better though, doesn't
Yeah, but like.
he? He looks great.
But no, it looks weird because he's got
younger.
Jason Alexander's face underneath this. What is this?
Younger. Look at his little thumbs up there.
Mate, he looks
like the money magnet there, doesn't he?
Mate, he looks like a creep.
He is doing a fucking money magnet tour.
Look
there.
how shit that looks. It looks like a fucking ventriloquist puppet.
That looks shit. If you're going to get a wig, do it properly. Get big curtains coming down here.
I just think it's so bizarre that Jason Alexander can just go, yeah, I've got hair now. Look, he's got a little bit curly in that one.
Yeah.
You're into this, aren't you?
I think he's done a good little turn for himself.
You think he's done a good turn?
Look how shit he looks there. That is just really shit bald.
Yeah, but you just got to accept that you're shit.
But look, he looks loads better with
He's
the
so
wig on.
rich, he doesn't need hair. Like, what's he got hair for? Who's he trying to impress?
Himself. I mean, I'm trying to impress myself.
Yeah, but like, just impress yourself with your fucking billions of pounds. Like, I think it's fucking.
I'm talking about him now.
Yeah, no, I was talking about him.
I was like,
not
really?
you.
Have I? I forgot about that.
Mate, you're just gonna have to fucking please yourself somehow. But like, yeah, I think it's fucking lame.
Well, I think he looks all right.
Well, there you go. There's a mixed bag of reviews for your wig, Jason Alexander.
I mean, I'm misogynist and you're wiggist.
Yeah.
And I also have ADHD thingy.
ADHD, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. What a good episode.
Yeah.
We've diagnosed you.
Thanks for that.
It's all right, mate. Anytime. I do it a lot. I love diagnosing people. Like, I spot it all the time.
I still don't think I've got it.
Well, look into it more, is all I'm saying. Anyway.
Can you send me an
I'll
easy
send you a
link?
link. I'll send you an easy ADHD-friendly link with all the symptoms on. And mate, you'll have the same experience as me. When I first saw a list of symptoms, I just went, is that not how people are? Anyway, let's wrap this up, man. I think we've been talking for a fair old while.
Thing, haven't we?
Yeah, this has been a lot of fun, very interesting.
Well, we have delved deep into we've talked about the evolution, the beginnings of life, and we've talked about all the stuff that I can't remember.
Exactly, because you have ADHD. Anyway, if you want to WhatsApp us, it's 07 I love you. What is it then? It's nearly the devil.
052 is I love
you. Nearly the devil 665 football formation 442. So 07520 665 442. Send us questions and comments. Whatever
send us
you want.
Questions and answers. Then it's easy.
Pictures of people with wigs. If one of your mates has got a wig, send us in a photo and we'll judge the wig and see whether it's any good.
Yeah, that little.
In fact, that'd be a nice little feature.
It's a little floating brain, just put a little thing on it.
Floating brain cover.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it?
It's been a joy. We'll see you again with another Fool's Gold sometime soon.
Waka 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 waka.